Hey everyone, Rev Rush here, and we're just doing another quick battle in our Secret Santa. This is our round 3 against Dreamatorium. This week we have received a pretty common team in BGC 2015. We have a Kangaskhan, a Clefable, a Thunderous, a Landorus T, a Heatran who knows Substitute, which is a pretty cool, I think, move I have, and a Azumarill who knows Knockoff instead of Play Rough. And our opponent has another pretty common team, I think. A Cresselia, probably for Trick Room, a Mawile, a Conkeldurr, a Heatran, a Thundurus, and a Sylveon. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started in this battle. He sends out his Cresselia and a Thundurus first. I send out my Clefable and my Landorus Therian to start out with. I wasn't sure how to exactly start this battle, but I figured I get pretty lucky right there with that hidden power, and a Rock Slide would be pretty well, because I thought a Thundurus would come out, and luckily for me, that Thundurus goes right out with the help of a Helping Hand, and I get a pretty lucky flinch. I don't believe there was any crits on that Thundurus, it just took it right out in one hit. And I don't want to have a intimidated Landorus on the field, so I switch out. Clefable goes down this turn, which is fine. He had his purpose, and now we're going to have Heatran and Mega Kangaskhan on the field. His Cresselia is going out in replace for his Conkeldurr, while I'm going to fake out the Conkeldurr. Did I find out the Conkeldurr? Nope, I'll go for the Mawile. Oh well, I get a substitute, and that's what's key here. That substitute will really help us out, because once we're behind a sub, no damage is going to happen to us. So he tries, the Mawile has Rock Slide, which is a very neat move for a Mawile, but honestly it doesn't do too much for them. And I'm able to get off a KO on that Conkeldurr with a Double Edge. That substitute really did come in handy there. The Rock Slide miss did help as well, but that's about all there is to that battle. Our opponent forfeits. There's 2 Pokemon left, and they could have still worked in the Trick Room with Sucker Punches and probably a Psychic Ice Beam, but that's all there is to that battle. Our opponent forfeits, getting us the first win, and now we're on to our second battle. Remember, this is best 2 out of 3 in these battles. And I'm pretty scared of what's going to happen, so I go ahead and lead with a Thundurus and a Kangaskhan this time around. Thundurus is the master of, hacks and paralyzations, and that can really help us out. He gets an Intimidate off on my Kangaskhan, but, I'm still going to stay in. Kangaskhan has a crazy amount of attack. And unfortunately, I fake out the Cresselia, and it uses Helping Hand, which is a kind of bad move on my choice, because Helping Hand Iron Head is going to one-hit KO our Kangaskhan. So things are not looking very good from the start of this. However, I can get an Intimidate off on that Mawile, which is pretty nice. I'm going to taunt the Cresselia, and I'm going to Earthquake that Mawile, getting a pretty lucky critical hit, unfortunately for my opponent. And he goes for a Side Strike on my Thundurus, which really doesn't do that much, but the crit hit on that Mawile really came in handy. I'm going to switch out my Landorus in case of an Ice Punch from that Conkeldurr, because I'm pretty afraid of that. Conkeldurr is paralyzed, so unfortunately for my opponent, not much can happen. And now I'm just going to throw out some status conditions while I'm at it, since Thundurus has a limited amount of time on the field, I feel like. So paralyzing is the best thing we can do. And I'm going to go for a Belly Drum right here on my Azumarill. Belly Drum's an awesome move, really. That 4 times attack will really come in handy a lot of the times, and it can win you some battles, especially against a less than favorable matchup, considering that my Azumarill does not have Play Rough. It has Aqua Jet and Knockoff as its attacking moves. And remember, these are teams that are given to me, so that's kind of the up and down of this Secret Santa. But after that, I'm going to send out the Landorus again to intimidate it, and I'm going to try to go for an Aqua Jet onto that Conkeldurr. And he goes for a Mach Punch, which is about, I guess, maybe that Conkeldurr doesn't have an Ice Punch, is what I'm starting to assume. I knock off the Safety Goggles and get a Skill Swap there. And even though I get Skill Swap, I'm still at 4 times attack, so an Aqua Jet's still going to take down that Conkeldurr, while I'm going to try to Rock Slide that Cresselia, and I get a Paralyzation, which is really put this battle right into my favor. I'm going to Aqua Jet the Thundurus, because I figure he's going to hit and power my Landorus, and I'm kind of down to 1 Pokemon. And here's where we kind of go for luck. A Psyshock right here. An Aqua Jet would be our only option really against that Thundurus to knock it out in this turn, and hope that we can not get too much damage from the Cresselia. So that's what we're going to try to do right now. So he goes for a Protect, unfortunate for me. I'm going to Aqua Jet again. I right into the Protect, he goes Psyshock, and I have 28 damage. And here's where I decide, you know what, I'm going to play it risky. Luckily, no second Protect. I Aqua Jet into that Thunderous, and he Psyshocks me, and it leaves me with 6 HP, putting us right down to the wire. And with a second Aqua Jet, we are able to take the win this battle, and win our third round in our Secret Santa. As always, if you enjoy the battle, make sure to subscribe for more, and like the video as well, and make sure to comment down below if you ever liked the battle. Alright, thanks everyone.